Hi, Nick Collier here, and this is my shop. Come join me. We'll have some fun. Okay, well, we decided to go with a shorter tab because this one wasn't going to fit real well. So we went for a piece of half-inch bar stock, and we've got it all prepped and tacked in and ready to weld. So I think we should just get on with the welding. This metal is fairly cool, so we're going to heat it first. Just bring it up to temp. Just nice and warm. All right, let's go ahead and weld these suckers on. I say that looks pretty good. We'll let this cool off and then we'll come back in and let me just catch these bottoms. Okay, we're back in place. It hasn't cooled off fully, but we can get everything set up and ready to go. And first thing I want to do is make sure that I'm within range as far as the cutting head is concerned. And right now, we are sitting pretty close to the edge. And let's come up. All right, we're still within range of the camera. So first thing I want to do is make sure that we're set up to cut. I mean the distance. Okay, and we can come all the way to that edge there. That's good. Come back up and what did we just pop? Okay, and that's within about an inch or so. So let's take it back to, and the next thing, well, it's not quite center, but it's center enough. The next thing I want to check is my squareness to the machine. And I think what we have to do is come back down. Okay. Got my trusty square out. And we're definitely off. Ouch. That looks pretty good. definitely sitting square on the table because of those runners behind it. Okay, so we want to make sure that we're reasonably close, because we know these things are fairly parallel. So let's just see what we got here. There's 0. And looks like we're right on the money. Maybe by the time we get out here, we're a thou or 2, maybe 1.5 out. So that works. Great, Nick. Drop the indicator. It's a good reason to buy cheap indicators. All right. So we put new tips on, and we're ready to go ahead and let's bring this thing. All right. All right, I want to be able to cut this without moving the table or the head. Maybe we'll have to move the quill, but I think we can get that. Drop the quill down. Oh yeah, that's right. We're going to go a little further, and I was about 5/1000ths off of this surface here. So I think what we're going to do first is take about 10 off of that, and we'll go from there. Okay. All right, let's do the top layer here, and we butted the cutter right up against that ledge, and we're going to cut a new ledge, and then we're going to work our way out. Ready? Let's go. Oh. Let me get a little oil on it just so it doesn't block my ways. A little oil there on the ways, and we're ready to go. Okay, there's that 3 or 4 thousandths that we were short of last time out. This whole back edge here just barely got touched. And over here we were cutting, probably 5 thousandths, and by the time we got back to here it was much less. So I think what I want to do is, before we take this thing apart, let's go ahead and put an indicator on here and make sure that we're square. All right, we're sitting on 0. You can't see it, but I can. Looks like about a half a thou out. I can live with that. And drop this down. Zero. Okay. And that one's about a half a thou. I can live with that. That's good. Now, we come back, and we got this one part where the hold down is that's kind of higher than everything else. So we want to come in and we're going to just reduce that below this level here. That is if we can get there. Come on, baby. Yeah, we made it. All right, so we're going to take apart this end. Let me see if you're in view here. Yeah. looks good. We're going to take apart this end. And then take apart this end. And we're going to bring this clamp as far forward as we can get it. And not that it's going to hold anything square, but it will hold it in place. Just long enough to come in and knock that whole area off right there. Let's see if we can take a few pieces out here. And somewhere in that general area. I think that's going to do it. Yep, it dropped it down below the level, below this level here, so we've got clearance. And other than that, I think we've got it. Maybe come in with a little bit of file work, but we can do that over on the bench. All right, we're just going to come in and knock these sharp edges off. All right, let's put it in place and see what we got. All right, well, we still need to make the inner brace, and then we'll put an all thread through here and tighten up the nuts and get this thing to kind of really clamp up against that table. So, but for now, that looks pretty good. I don't think it's going to go anywhere. It's not feeling real flexible. Okay, so I think we'll stop there. Time for lunch. I'm gonna see you probably tomorrow morning, and we'll go from there. All right, well, what we need next is to be able to run in fact, I cut a couple of bolts, or pieces of all thread. We need to be able to run our all thread down through here. Keep going, into a backing plate that's going to go behind the entire table. And I cut this plate, and it was a little too wide, so I just took off the top surface, and it'll slide back in there and give me a nice surface to bang up against. I can't come up any higher, so our hole is going to have to be somewhere right about in there. And that's pretty good. I think that'll work. I could have brought it down a little lower. But it'll be fine. Let's go ahead and mark the... We're marking the height of the bolt. That one's pretty high up, but I think we're going to be okay. Let's go a little bit more to the center. All right, so we've got our holes and we're all set. Okay, well, if you look inside here, maybe I'll come in with the flashlight this way. Yeah, right up in that top edge there is a brass follower that allows the table to move horizontally. And that follower comes down about a 1/4 inch, and it's about a 1/4 inch to not enough clearance. So we're going to take that piece of steel and make more clearance for that follower. And you look right here, and I've marked it off. Now we're only going to go down a 1/4 inch, because any more than that and it's unnecessary. So what we'll do is bring this back first. And that follower is not this wide, but I just wanted to give myself lots of room just to make sure. And I guess I better tighten it up, hadn't I? Okay, so let's slide it in there. And this is where it sat before, which would be right there. Now we can kick it up just a little bit. Maybe we come in from the other side. looks pretty good. We got that extra 1/4 inch. That's the main thing. Now making sure that it doesn't hit the screw. Okay, so we just make sure, we got to be down just a little bit. But that puts the screw hole right dead center, so that's good. I like that. I think I want to move everything over a little bit though. So we're going to take a little bit more off of this side, maybe a 1/2 inch. All right, well, we drilled and tapped that hole, so now we're going to do this one here. All right, let's take it over and see how it's gonna work. Okay, we got our piece. Slide it in behind there. Bring our all thread in. There it goes. Okay. And I want to get to go all the way back. Utilize all of the thread. All of the all thread. Ha. And we'll just lock those two nuts together and come up with a way to thread that in. All right, there we go. Boy, that thread's going in hard. Oh, but it's all the way in now, so we're good. Okay. Bring that up so that it's actually sits off of the tape. Ouch! Snug it down. And now we have some real beef behind our plate.